Welcome everybody to what is it, week 3 already? Jesus, week 3 of VCU LCS RAMily versus MonkaOmegaPepegaPoggers. I'm Dane, joined by my boy,
Brandon, Wandon, Willis, Wisher, Washington the second. That's me.
and we in for a treat. RAMily coming off a loss to my team, unfortunate, and Mop looking to continue their undefeated streak.
Yeah. Ramley's had some unfortunate games. It looks like the tilt's getting to him a little bit after starting 2-0. Mop looks clean. Even if they may not, I don't personally think Mop is the scariest team in the league, but they look like the cleanest.
Who do you say is the scariest? Rams of Love?
Rams. Yeah.
Okay,
I think that's the team
that's a good sign. I have
that
to play them
people need to
tomorrow.
prepare more. I think that like, if you need to prepare for a team, you need to prepare for that one. But Mop looks like the cleanest. Like you can't count on Mop to beat themselves.
True,
Um,
true.
like you normally can in like VCLCS. So you're gonna have to show up and beat them. Right now with the Talia, Rek'Sai, and Shenban.
Versus Rengar, Caitlyn, Senna.
Honestly, I think it's kind of troll for Ramley to leave a Pekrim. But
And the Mal fight.
rocking the top, indeed.
I'm
It's the
surprised.
VCLCS special.
I'm surprised they didn't grab Ash instead of Misfortune, but they want the nice, easy team fight. But Malphite makes it a lot harder since MF just sits down and waits for Malph to alter when she's ulting. There's your front line.
There's Galio. So normally teams have been banning Galio against Vice, but they opt to pick it away instead. I kind of like that. The Malphite Galio Wombo is insane. I also believe Mop will probably opt in for the Hecarim, which is kind of troll that they left it up. Regidice has been picking Hecarim almost every time it's available,
Yeah,
and
I
he's
think
car crashing teams with it. It's running them over.
Bergana's a good response. Black Shield fairly good at keeping Malphite alt, or someone safe from
Can only
Malphite
Black
alt.
Shield one person. The Mordekaiser is actually not a pretty good pick here. It does
Yeah.
pretty well in the Malphite. And it opens up jungle and mid to have more options, such as other AD champions, which in turn also counter Galio. Like, Lucian, that's a good pick in the Galio, but I don't know if Vice plays it. The Hecarim coming in, those are some chunky wombo combo boys right
Yeah,
there.
they get anywhere near you, they're just gonna go all in and murder every single one of you. But they opt out for the Hecarim and go for the
They're gonna
Xayah.
pick the Xayah. Xayah is extremely safe. It really shows that they probably Xayah is a good picker. They can play both around bot side or they can play at weak side. I would think they would want to play bot side strong side because of
The
Malphite
Malphite.
in the top lane. But Xayah does allow that flexibility.
Yeah, and once Mordekaiser hits 6, going top lane's kind of a null. You can't really do it.
Also, Xayah has been top dog's pick. Like he's been opting into the Xayah as opposed to other ADCs like Caitlyn and Nash. Even though Caitlyn's banned this game, he's been opting into the Xayah.
Yeah, I can't fault him. It's not. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's definitely not the worst ADC you can pick.
Mm-hmm. Rakan is also still available, and regardless of the meta, Rakan is still strong. They're banning the Kindred.
They better ban Hecarim next, please. I beg of
They
you.
have the chance to ban the Hecarim, and if they don't take it, I think simply taking him off comfort, or at least banning. I think they need to ban another jungler. I think that is the smart decision. If they have another jungle they're more afraid of than Hecarim, Kayn, yeah, I can understand. I can understand it. I would probably give him Kayn over Hecarim to be honest, but that's
Yeah,
that's not entirely troll.
I just don't see why you wouldn't ban the Hecarim. Yeah, Kayn is strong, but I feel like you can. There's answers to Kayn. Hecarim is gonna. He's their strongest player. He's bound to get fed eventually. He's looked strong on it before. I mean, granted, his Galio lane is actually pretty good at gank. Malphite probably not. But if you can get behind like bot lane at all, they're gonna get just run over. Colette. Interesting. You think it's gonna be Kled mid, Mordekaiser top, and just try to and then Malphite Galio are gonna switch, and then Kled and Mordekaiser are gonna switch, just so they can have the lanes they want.
I think Kled mid's actually a very good pick in the Galio.
Yeah,
I
because you
think
can
if
kind
that
of
is
match the
something
roam.
that it can match the roam and it can win the lane. in the Volibear jungle. I think that's actually a pretty decent comp into Mop.
I would
Um,
say, yeah.
LS would still call it sinful because of its lack of damage. Um, like it's really reliant on like Misfortune. I wouldn't call, besides her ulti, I wouldn't call her the best sustained damage AD carry at all, really.
Yeah, I would
Um,
agree.
and by nature, Misfortune kind of gets destroyed by like Malphite and Hecarim because you know she has to stand still to press R.
I
The
think
Yumi coming
Yumi.
down makes me kind of question where Mop wants to play early game.
Yeah, like where are they gonna have like options to gank? Like where is this Hecarim gonna get
I think
leads?
Ramley's draft is. Oh, Yumi is Lulu. Okay, they
Oh,
can
oh,
play
that's
around
better.
bot side.
Yeah,
Yeah, they can play around bot side with Lulu. And it makes sense. Like you ulti Lulu ulti the Hecarim, right? It's what Lulu gang team wanted to do initially, but you know that didn't work because the rest of their comp was pretty sinful. So, but I think it works better here with Lulu in support.
I feel like the Morgana pick's actually pretty good here. Like Mordekaiser can ult someone out of the Wombo. Like he can.
Led can buffer, like he's unstoppable in his ulti, so he can buffer CC. And
True, true.
Volibear is Volibear.
Also
I actually think the Morgana, if she can just
unstoppable.
protect the Misfortune.
Yeah, place the Black Shield on Misfortune. Let everyone else kind of use their ults to make themselves unstoppable or untargetable by most of the Wombo, and then you're looking pretty good on yourself. Got a nice Wombo yourself.
Realistically, the team comps kind of mirror just a little bit. 3 chunky dudes versus, you know, an ADC and his support.
Yeah, I think I like the RAMily's 3 chunky dudes better. Yeah, they're kind of like go in and just start beating people up, start hitting everybody.
I think mobs might be easier to pull off.
Yeah, because they're the one shot like full combo.
Like they don't really like you can like hit the head against the keyboard and they're gonna get it. They're gonna get their CC off. I think I think what is very interesting though is if Mordekaiser ultis Malphite or Hecarim, in especially like in the death realm, if Mordekaiser is not super behind, I'm pretty sure he wins versus both of them. And
I think so. Malphite for sure, but if you you have to like you can't like 100 to 0 him probably in the ult.
yeah, but that takes away a lot of their engage, while Kled and Volibear can counter engage. Because Galio is a secondary engage champion, while Kled and Volibear can both do it themselves.
I like the Kled too, but allowing the Mordekaiser and Volibear to get into melee range,
Yeah,
and start wailing away on these tanks.
I think Xayah is a good pick in the Kled. I think she can evade him as long as he's not like super snowbally.
Yeah, I definitely give the edge in ADC to Xayah because Mordekaiser and Kled and Volibear are all gonna just run at you, and then who else is gonna like deal damage unless you're like way in front.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the ulti to like make some space, and then your root, because they're all gonna be on top of you if they'd like to be on top of you, beating you up. So the root will help you, give you a little extra sustain, or not sustain, but survivability.
I kind of want to give the slight draft edge to RAMily. Slight. Because...
But I do think Mop is a better team.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Overall.
I want to give the slight draft edge to RAMily. Their comp, while it doesn't look as easy to pull off late game, it's not that much harder. It's still the same style. Their ultis just require a little bit more fingers. And their early game, they have lanes to play around. I think Misfortune Morgana is easy to play around. I think Kled's easy to play around. I think Mordekaiser is easy to play around. I think probably should have prio advantage in all 3 lanes. And can like Dragons, Rift Heralds, they should all pretty much belong to Mr. J. Clem himself.
I'm not super convinced Kled will have the push on Galio. I feel like Galio will be able to clear waves fairly effectively.
I think 3-6, it's a bit... Galio's going to have the push, but once Kled can get Tiamat, I think Kled just... Because Galio won't be able to walk up to the wave without getting hooked and half health. Especially if the Galio does not go Aftershock. We'll see when we get into the game, but... A lot of Galios recently go like Spellbook and Predator, and if he doesn't... I think you need Aftershock versus Kled. But this game, while RAMily's currently on a slide and Mop is looking for their 5th straight win, like, you know, classically we want to favor Mop. If anyone was watching Worlds last night, man, anyone can win. I'd never seen Worlds play-ins look more like VCU LCS. LGD got blown out by a team with 3 substitutes.
I saw the
Anyone can
highlights.
win.
It was.
Anyone can win. So.
Wait, is that a Korean team or a Chinese team? I forget.
LGD was the 4th seed from China.
Okay. And the other team was what?
PCS with 3 substitute players. One of them who hasn't played in a year and used to be a coach.
Maybe the LPL isn't as strong as we thought.
You know what? Mad Lions probably should have lost both of their games instead of just one.
Was there like a 10-1 Urgot or something?
It was 9-1.
Oh.
9-1 Urgot. That also teleported to a ward in place.
Oh yeah. So he could have
I had never seen Worlds look more like VCU LCS. But if that means anything, it means anyone can win, even here. It looks like it's gonna be Elvino on the Mordekaiser and Vice on the Kled.
Interesting.
I think Vice should go mid. I think the matchup where Mordekaiser versus Malphite and Kled versus Galio is just so preferable.
Is definitely what you want. Like Mordekaiser, Malphite can't really deal enough damage to really threaten Mordekaiser. And once Mordekaiser gets his passive up, he's just gonna win. Like maybe pre-level 3 before Mordekaiser gets his shield sustain. Like after that, it's just kind of like he can do whatever he wants.
All right, so ending in this game, I want your MVP and int VP.
I feel like my MVP is gonna be I think Vice. He's gonna want to like go in all the time, and he's just gonna get punished. And not to say he's gonna play bad, just like he's just gonna go in and die a lot because like that's what Kled does, is go in and tries to crazy mad lad and just kill everyone. And I don't think he's gonna be able to get it off. MVP, it's gotta be Regidice on the Hecarim. He's blown up games before. I assume he's gonna do it here.
In terms of, I really think Regidice needs to pop off, and it's not like if anyone you trust to like needs to pop off, I think it's in good hands when you place with Regidice. But I think this team is actually very low damage. If they don't like Galio is not a really high damage champion if he doesn't get ahead. Malphite either. Lulu's not high damage. So I think if you're in a position where Hecarim doesn't get ahead early game,
you're just not gonna have enough damage to beat the.
Like Xayah does not do Xayah. Like if Xayah and Hecarim, if neither of them are super ahead, you're going to be throwing peanuts at blue side, and I think that their composition kind of will sit there and run him over then and win the front to back. Like Mordekaiser doesn't need to get ahead. He's gonna do Mordekaiser regardless. Kled sort of needs to get ahead, but Volibear, like their composition doesn't require early snowballing, and on the other hand, they also have the tools to early snowball. Yeah, I think Reggie needs to show why he was 600 LP challenger. But again, if anyone is in good hand, if your game's in good hands, if it's Reggie, so.
I feel like this game's gonna be kind of resident sleeper early on. Hecarim's gonna wanna. Volibear goes for some insane ganks mid lane or bot lane.
I think this game's gonna be. I think this is an interesting game because I think it's the first time we've seen Mop get outdrafted. It's gonna be interesting to see how they react to playing. They're playing realistically, like they're playing the same composition they played the last 4 games.
Yeah, the Galio was pretty effective in the game against me, which.
Like they really play the same composition every game. So
if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess.
It's not broke, but one thing you can say is, as a team, do they have this one trick? And if it gets exposed, whatever % chance that they lose this game, what do they do next? Like, what is there? Do they go back to this, do the same comp and run it back? Because this team is pretty much, by all intents and purposes, locked for playoffs. Like, when you get to best of threes, are they, like, if they drop the first game doing this comp, what do they do?
Run it again. But until someone beats them on it, like proves that like there's a way to beat it, like might as well play it. Like I'm sure you'll figure some other stuff out for a best of 3 series. But for right now, just keep dominating the way you are.
Yeah, so the Galio is going after Shock. We do have Comet Malphite, and I don't know if I agree with that here.
I'm not against it. I definitely think grass would be a little bit easier for laning, but I guess he wants to make sure his Q poke is actually effective, but I don't believe it will. I don't think it's gonna be enough to actually make the Mordekaiser feel any threat. Three-man goon squad walking in. Probably looking for the ward. Easy peasy.
Looks like we got an early invade going down. Blue side getting the ward on the red. Pretty smart. Red side's going to look to respond with the same ward. Yeah.
Everyone else could hear me. I was muted on Discord.
It just I could not hear you. I was like, huh. Yeah, what do you think about the Comet Malphite?
It's fine. It's not. I wouldn't say it's the best idea, but you want to like make your lane a little bit more survive or easy, like making the Q poke stronger because you don't want to get in melee range with Mordekaiser. Like his Q is just gonna out damage your combo.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why he did it. I don't think it was the best choice. I think you really want to be. It's like you're not like Comet's not gonna help you after what 15 minutes, and that's when the game's gonna be important. This is not a pre 15-minute comp for.
Well, you want to be able to survive the lane against Mordekaiser.
Yeah. Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Like, yeah, I think grass would have done a better job. Also, give you more tank, like make you tankier later and better runes, like secondary runes.
Yeah.
But as you see here, like the Q like into the Comet actually does a little bit of damage to the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser probably wants to wait till level 3. You get your shield, and then really the trades start to go in your favor because you can just block pretty much the entire what's it called, Malphite trade pattern.
Yeah.
Or if
so Kled is actually getting the push early.
I'm surprised, but he's a fairly strong early game champ. He's really working for it too, and Galio does not want to get anywhere near him.
Mm-hmm. I think Galio is playing very conservative. I think realistically he should be just queuing the wave. He has Doran's ring, so his mana sustain is pretty good. I know Q is expensive, but like yeah, he's queuing like isolated minions. I feel like he should be like if he really wanted the push, he could just queue like backline.
Volibear with invade. Hecarim does get his buff, but is forced to ghost out. Volibear flash in response, but not enough to get that extra little damage in.
Mm-hmm. Good. It's good to see J Clem, who's honestly like one of the
better like not
better performing junglers.
Yeah, I agree. Like not the super high rank, but also playing extremely well.
I mean, realistically, we're talking just straight performance. I'd place him above some of the higher ranked ones. That honestly, I feel like I've been underperforming, but it's good to see him put pressure on Reggie. This is sinful from Vice.
Yeah, stays too long, trying to get his remount up, unable to get it. Even
Burns both summoner spells.
Yeah.
That's what you don't want to see against Mop. You don't want to see because Mop's not going to beat themselves. You don't want to make those type of mistakes. And that just shows like poor wave management from Kled.
I guess
Because he
he wanted to get the
had
push
4
off.
minutes. But
But
you can wait. You can let that rebound after Scuttle drops.
yeah, once like Volleybird gets his invade done, like you know Hecarim's gonna go to the other side. Like you don't need to have prio
You
as
can
much.
you stand back, let the wave rebound to you, and then you have a better chance of killing Galio, and you're not gonna get ganked.
But he's going right back to it, pushing the wave forward.
Indeed. The kill does go onto the Hecarim, and that is exactly what Mop wants.
And bot lane trades going in their favor as well now too, which is to be expected. Lulu has a little bit more damage than Morgana.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if Morgana
And his Guardian, it's Guardian Lulu.
That doesn't sound fun to play against. Elvin's got to be careful. Hecarim is topside now with no camp, so he's either gonna back or go for look for a gank. And I don't think he's reached level 6 yet. We can actually.
This is something I would have liked to see different from Vice. As one of the better mid laners in the league, I've noticed he ends up doing a lot of times is he just ping pongs the wave. He doesn't like freeze it or ever try to control it in his favor. What he's doing is he's spam pushing. He's either spam pushing it or just ping ponging it, and that just shows signs of like lack of knowledge of how to control the wave. Because like there's nothing for him. Like I guess he'd get prio for Drake right now. Like previously, like there was nothing for him to get prio for. He's just pushing to push.
I did the same thing, so I can't really complain.
I guess it makes sense when if he's like a Talia main, it makes sense because you kind of perma push in like roaming champion.
Good dragon take.
Yeah.
I saw Hecarim on the top side with the ward by Avino and the top side Tribush. So
Good map awareness.
Like instantly, it goes over there and takes it. And crucially, before the
good trade coming on to the Galio.
He doesn't even get the taunt.
Ooh, the taunt does not go off. He probably should have just short charged it. Got greedy for the extra damage, it seems. Yeah, that Guardian does not look fun to play against at all. Good binding off from Simply Jinxed. Oh, Kinkajo taking a lot of damage. And we do have a fight in the jungle as well. Mordekaiser is not present. This is a 3v2. It looks like both of them are going to drop. Mordekaiser does TP in. Oh, he's going to get... Ooh.
Oh, that's unfortunate. The cooldown...
Unfortunate. Almost got both. Good job from Mordekaiser to at least get something on the back end, but it's unfortunate now there's both Regidice escapes and his ulti is down. But however, it does keep the lane in his favor in the fact that Damage Prodigy got a kill, but he also got a kill and keeps his pretty decent CS lead.
I'm not liking the look of this game. Hecarim's 2-0 already on his Sheen. Or a little, maybe about the same in farm. But how much gold is he actually up already? Almost 1,700. Everyone goes back to farming. Nothing really too much to talk about. Volleyball is coming topside. He may want to like look for a Herald now that Mordekaiser's super fed, but he's probably feeling a little bit scared of the Hecarim after just getting pretty much 1v1 by him.
Yeah.
It wasn't close.
CS in lanes actually, like bot lane is keeping up. Top lane has an advantage for blue side, and mid lane is just about even once that wave when the Galio collects that wave. So
yeah, so CS numbers really aren't all that different. It's mainly just the kills, like that 800 gold from killing, or 600 gold from killing 2 people extra. So that's a good sign. Lanes have not fallen apart yet.
Mm-hmm.
Gank on the mid lane.
Yep.
And trade
Forces
the top.
equivalence flash.
Mordekaiser's now
And we have another
top.
gank on the top lane. No,
Shield
no
doesn't even
ulti
get,
from Mordekaiser. So
doesn't get the shield off either.
one thing that is unfortunate for red side is the Malphite does get the kill. Is the Malphite going a what's that item? Abyssal Mask?
Yeah, Abyssal Mask for the extra
Your
MR.
mic has been muted again, Dane. So if you're responding, I cannot hear you.
I just muted it. Sorry. Elvin's
Okay.
gonna ask me what to build. Was it Landry's? Rylai's is pretty good.
One thing I will say is that Abyssal Mask is a bit beaten by Boris for damage prodigy. Abyssal Mask, like, you normally want to build Abyssal Mask when you have a lot of AP threats and you're trying to buff the damage of them. And Gallia I wouldn't consider like a super AP threat. Like, buffing his damage is not the craziest thing. I think you can just go Adaptive Helm and absolutely destroy Mordekaiser's passive.
Alright, so our boy now knows how to build. He started out right with a Leandry's into the tank, pretty obvious. I like to see a Nashor's Tooth this game, but I also think more health from Ryas would also be super helpful into these beefy boys. Because the Rylai's makes Leandry stronger, so even more % health damage is what you want. Gank in the mid lane, Hecarim goes in, dodges out on the Kled E, but gets out fairly safely with his Scarl.
You have the Rift Herald coming up top lane. So I have to be very careful. I know he has flash, but yeah, this is diveable.
He stayed. That's unfortunate. Ignite goes off, but
Going to live.
he just needs to get out of there right now. And Volibear may be able to find him in the jungle as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mordekaiser continuing to push, kind of ignoring the Malphite.
The Kled can actually just go back to lane.
He takes a turret shot. This might be in trouble for Elvin. He needs to get his Conqueror up and get the healing as soon as possible. Uses the ult to get
Good ulti. I think the Mordekaiser, as long as he gets a shield up, wins this.
There it is.
Yeah, it is what it
Cleaned
is.
up by the Hecarim, giving another kill over. Misses the Q. Oh,
You know what? He took the Mordekaiser. He took the Malphite's base stats, including his armor. He takes no damage from the Hecarim.
Granted,
The Hecarim has no ulti and no ghost. I think he just drops here. The Galio is coming up, and Galio does have ulti. Oh,
And the
but
remount
Kled remounts. Fun mechanical champion. And Hecarim's going to drop. That's a big shutdown onto the Volibear.
And
I believe Galio's in some hot water too. He has no flash as well. I think he drops here.
yeah, a little over-eager, trying to save their teammates, trying to feel like they could win the 2v2, but the
Vice
remount
gets the
coming
kill.
in.
This is a very good early game from the strong side of RAMily's map.
Yeah, they got the Herald, both objectives as well. With Hecarim down, they may be able to run straight to Dragon, but it looks like their bot lane is kind of pushed out. So, good job for Mob's bot lane to recognize the situation and force the back from Bode Kinkajou and Simply Jinxed.
Mm-hmm.
But they gotta be careful. If they don't have the back, they could be in danger of losing their second dragon. But Hecarim wants it. They're gonna stay. This is MF and Morg need to move there now. They're so far away. But it looks like the Kled and Volibear duo is enough to deter them. Both top laners have TP but do not have ult.
Red team will secure the Drake. Mordekaiser deletes the Lulu.
They gotta get on this Hecarim.
Hecarim is in a pretty hard 1v1, but Vice lets him live. To go for the this is such a split fight from blue side.
Oh, he's still gonna catch him though.
Yep.
Gets it in the end. Mordekaiser now here. Found a nice big
Malphite
rock.
ulti's almost up.
And
It is up. Rock Solid goes down. Mordekaiser's not a balanced champion though, so he does get the kill.
Shield. Vice wants it.
Vice says he's about to remount. He needs to hit one of them. He's getting kited. Oh my, Mordekaiser.
Gets the triumph as well. Don't dive this. Don't dive this. You're not gonna win that.
Lulu's on the way. I actually don't. Yeah. This is disengage. This is a. Now this is the games we like to see. This is VCU LCS / Worlds.
Back and forth. Everyone killing everyone. Granted, the
And
fight's gonna be a little
Mop
bit
has
cleaner, but
not looked dominant at all.
even with the big lead on the Hecarim,
In
still
fact,
not
this
able to
might
carry
be
the
their
fights.
first, even if it's only 200 gold, I think it's like their first gold differential at 15.
I would agree. I've not seen them been down. I've seen them crush every game. So it'd be interesting to see how they react to this. Now that they're not in a super advantageous position, how they fight out. They may struggle with not knowing what to do in a more even game. Mordekaiser 4-1, 300 gold shutdown. Sitting pretty. I think his next objective would be get that top turret and be able to move to bot lane. Get the split push going. And Volibear's done a great job of following around the Hecarim, being there when Hecarim has come to gank. Minus that first like mid lane gank. They've been following him around like relentlessly. I think it's actually a pretty safe dive.
Yeah, I think it's actually deceptively
safe.
safe.
Minions though, it's just doomed.
J-Clem doesn't get his ulti off. I think if if that dive goes in a more cohesive fashion, like if they all are at the all diving at the same time, then that dive works better.
Yeah,
But
you need the minions.
Kind of winning one
there.
by one.
Yeah,
That puts a lot of gold onto Reggie.
Yeah, now he's went what from 3 and 2 to got 2 of those kills. Did he get the shutdown? He did get the shutdown.
Yeah,
So he got an extra 500 gold.
5-2-5.
Triforce completed. He is strong.
It is going to be Earth Dragon Soul, which is actually very good for both teams. Because it basically renders both ADCs useless.
Yeah, no one's gonna be able to kill anyone if
Bot lane who, we don't care this game.
if they split dragons, like each team gets like 2 more Earth Dragons. Oh, that's gonna be disgusting. No one's gonna ever be able to die. You do see a level lead in the jungle now develop after Hecarim getting those kills and now being able to farm a little more safely and more effectively with the Triforce. Volibear unable to keep up with his tank build. Yeah, 2,000 gold lead in the jungle. Granted, your Volibear, you don't need a huge gold lead. Hecarim certainly does, but it was even 2 minutes ago, and now there's almost a 3,000 gold lead. I'm not sure if it's dawned on what's it called, RAMily, that they're now down 3,000 gold. I feel like they're positioning like they're even still. Obviously, they can't see the gold chart, but they're going in. They find Galio. Another dive. MF ult comes in, but doesn't do a whole lot. Hecarim's going to ult over the wall, but it's only going to get the Volibear, who tries to flash out but dies since they did a huge Galio onto all 3. Good Lulu ult as well, knocking up 2. This is doomed unless Mordekaiser can 1v9 here. He's going to get the Hecarim, so they don't have a whole lot of damage left. He needs to be able to kill this.
The Triumph procs might come in. Ooh.
Oof, Lulu shit.
That's if he got the double Triumph procs on both Galio and the Malphite, then it might have actually been a wipe. But thankfully for Mop, they were able to hold off.
Yeah, they have the stronger front line. Zaya actually coming up huge that game. Been farming for most of the game, but picks up a few kills there. And now
They get their
she is a
second
3
Drake.
gold.
Yeah, that's big for the Zaya.
I feel like MF ult was used a little bit preemptively. Not the greatest spot. Yeah, the Kled was going in, but everyone was kind of far away and able to get out of it in fairly quick fashion. feel like Mora needs to be the one to ult someone first, and then it kills them before they can get the wombo off. There he came a little bit late. And was unable... Yes, he kills the Hecarim, but by that time the rest of his team is already womboed and dying. Mordekaiser is here to contest this Herald. Volley is a little bit far away. Same with Galio. Galio does not have ult to join. But that's a ghost from Hecarim, doing lots of damage on Device. Mordekaiser does not have ult either, so is unable to actually like pick someone off and make it a 2v2.
Device is just gonna drop.
So is the jungler so far behind now. Hecarim does so much damage.
They played the early game, the first 15 minutes even, and then a couple of poor plays have just snowballed Mop.
It's going to be so hard for them. Volibear is nowhere near as strong as Hecarim. Hecarim does so much damage. Volibear needs to complete his next item. The good silver lining is they don't actually get the Herald.
So ADC's Discord has messed up, so we do have a pause. One thing I think is important to mention: this game is still not over. I think it is very uphill for Blue side, and I wouldn't bet on them winning, but it's not over. This is 1 VCU LCS and 2, their comp does not get severely outscaled. They can, if they make correct plays, they get picks. This is a very winnable comp. I think another takeaway is that we were speaking about how clean Mop looked, and this game has not looked clean, nor dominant in their favor. Since the 15-minute mark, it has, but 15 minutes is a long time. Most of the time, like most of their games only last 20. So it's very interesting to see them not just roll over early games like they have.
But in the end, it seems like they're all back on track. They have their lead they want. Hecarim is strong, going to be looking to complete his death stance fairly soon. How much gold is he actually sitting on? I think he's got enough for his... Actually, he might actually have it coming up soon once these two camps are done. But they're looking bot lane, which is this is a good move. They find the Xayah, force the flash out, but now onto the Lulu. Gets the Baron a rope.
They're splitting damage, and I think it's allowing the rest of the red team to catch up. I think this tunnel on the Orianna from the Kled, like, did he call his mother fat or something? You turn around and kill the Hecarim. He's out of mana and he's killing the rest of your team.
Yeah, something was said in all chat that we didn't get to see.
You'll have to fight top lane as well. But I honestly think if Vice turns and kills Reggie first, I think Blue wins that fight. I think that is just very poor targeting. Maybe even if they don't win, I don't think the fight goes as bad.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, granted, they get a 4 for 3 across the map, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Mordekaiser gets a kill, he gets more strong, but I'm not sure if
realistically, it should have been a 4 for 2.
Yeah. The fight
that chase on the Orianna was just very interesting.
That's a Lulu, but yeah.
Or yeah, Orianna. Orion, my bad.
It happens. Yeah, just allowing Hecarim to get his Conqueror stacks up. Even though, no, he has Phase Rush, never mind. Like, just be able to deal damage that entire time. Like, he's their main damage source. He definitely has enough for Death Stance now, but looks to clear the Scuttle out first. And now I feel like he's pretty much unkillable. I don't see any healing reduction on the side of RAMily yet. So he's just going to be able to heal up with his W and Death Stance, and it's going to be so hard to kill, pumping out so much damage, so much CC. I don't see how they come back from this at this point. It's kind of doomed. Unless there's a huge misplay, like Hecarim ults into 135 and the rest of the team isn't there to follow up. They get the shutdown and then roll over the next team fight.
We have been seeing some questionable execution in general from Blue side. Like, the idea is there, but like the fine points on the execution, red team has been executing them better. Vice is actually down 2 levels to equivalent.
And no longer wins this 1v1. I think Volibear is here, but I'm not sure what he's really going to be able to do. I don't think Mordekaiser wins this. He misses the Q, and that's not what you want, but he pulls him in. Gets the Conqueror stacks now.
Both ultis are available.
Good timing on the ult.
Mordekaiser might win this in the death round. Yeah, I think he wins it in the death round. Takes his stats. He's going to drop, though.
But good shutdown.
Good to have that kill on top dog.
he does win. Hopefully, win this next dragon for his team. Dragon will be spawning before Hecarim has time to respawn. There still is a Wombo with Mordecai or Malphite and Galio to be concerned about. But it looks like they want to fight first. On the Lulu does not like this Lulu. Exhaust comes down. Galio comes down too. It's actually not that. Oh my god, the damage. Galio taunt into Zaya.
This game has snowballed out of control.
Yeah, they didn't need to fight there though. You can just take the dragon and kite out. But slide against it now. Mop is even going to be tankier. It's not looking good.
Really is not.
Elvin, I believe, 1v5.
Believe in the Elvina. It's looking tough. I think you really needed Bully Bear to not be this behind, and Kled especially to not be, what is he? 2 levels behind? About to be 3?
Yeah, Baron's going to give him a lot more XP as well. Can't actually... How close is he to level 15? He's going to get level 15 off Baron. And they're not here in time to contest, which is...
It really begs the question. How does this team keep getting Hecarim?
Yeah, why is this allowed? I'm a little shocked that people didn't realize that this is his favorite champ. He's played it, what, 4 out of his 5 games?
I believe so.
His Kindred, granted, his Kindred did look clean against in the game. Hecarim was banned, but...
And also just ban Kindred too.
Yeah, at this point, ban Kindred, Rengar, Hecarim. Like, they're not really anything else. Yeah, the Galio might deserve a ban as well. I didn't like the Galio, or playing against the Galio. But that's just what it is. When someone who's this consistent on this like hyper scaling or hyper snowball of a champion, like you need to get him off it. Now with the Spirit Visage as well, and still no healing reduction, minus the bear trap on a rope from the Kled. And this might make him even be able to win the 1v1 versus the Mordekaiser in the Death Realm.
This went from an even gold game at 15 to a 8,000 gold lead at 25.
Hecarim is moving down. They do have a flank volley bears here as well. He needs to kill this. Mordekaiser needs to kill this Lulu as fast as possible, and then getting hits onto the.
Wow, the Kled Lulu must have said something.
And a disjointed fight. That should be. I wouldn't say a game. They don't have a huge mini wave unless Lulu brings the next one in, but that's at least going to be an in-hit.
Honestly,
actually, they take these turrets so fast with Baron buff.
It might be game.
Death Tanners are coming soon.
Jay Clement jinxed the first one up.
I'd be surprised if they win the fight though. Like if
yeah, that's why I'm saying. That's why I mentioned it.
Now
yeah, it looks like they're just gonna go for then.
Clean 27-minute win, unless 10 seconds. Close to 27 minutes.
It's gonna be almost 27 minutes in what really should not have been a 27-minute game.
Teamfight's not going the way of RAMily, falling down now to 2-4, while Mop advances to 5-0 with grabbing sole first place, sole possession of first place, I should say.
All right, so who do you want to interview here?
I don't know if I want to interview. I'm tired, hungry.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Thanks everybody for coming out. I think there's more games tonight, I want to say.
I don't think there's actually any games tonight. I think that's it.
There's one
tomorrow.
There's one at 9. Wait, that's tomorrow.
There's 2 games tomorrow. Or 3 games tomorrow.
I thought
4 games
I thought
tomorrow.
Today was the 26th. So tomorrow we have 3 games. We have one at 4, one at 9, and one at 9:30. I'm not sure how we're going to be streaming those. The 9 and 9:30 one. Lokesh will have to figure that out. But until then, enjoy your evening. Have a good Friday. Peace.